Hello, welcome to this weather update. We're going to get right into it, folks. It's a little after 9 p.m., January 3rd, 2018, and we have, I told you the potential was there, and the storm is tracking further to the west, and therefore the forecasted snow totals have gone up. And for a large part of the area, and they keep having to move it westward. There could be, according to this map, I think the hardest hit area is going to be Suffolk County, particularly from mid-Suffolk to eastern Suffolk. So mid-Suffolk to eastern Suffolk, from, say, Riverhead, West Hampton, westward to Hauppauge and Comac. Is going to be the highest snow totals, and I think we could see up to a foot of snow in this area here, according to the forecast. Further west, it tapers off. Nassau is probably going to get between 7 and 8 inches, but that's still above 6 inches, so that's still winter storm warning criteria. And you'll see all the warnings in the map in a minute. Further west you go, the less. However, even if there's lowest snow totals, there's going to be very strong winds, and we're going to discuss that too. So we're going to secondly look at the snow total forecast for New Jersey, a little less there than Suffolk County, but still, as you go in toward Ocean County, 9 inches, 10 inches, we could be seeing amounts that high from this intense storm. But that's just, the snowfall totals is just half the story. Because if we go ahead and we look at the actual map, you'll see, actually, let me just zoom this in for a second. Okay, I just want to show you the map on the National Weather Service website. Yeah, this is the New Jersey one, but you can see here, blizzard warnings in effect for Suffolk County. I really think we should be under one, too, in Nassau County as well. Ocean, Monmouth, Atlantic counties are all under a blizzard warning and a winter storm warning for the rest of New Jersey. That is from Central Jersey on southward. And Nassau County and New York City will go to ours. And you see winter storm warning in effect for Nassau and the city. This was originally going to be a little less than, but like I said, they had to move the track. You'll see when we look at the models how the track changed. This storm actually has brought snow as far south as Florida. That's right, the Florida Panhandle. That is just how big this storm is. All right, so we got the winter storm warning. That's for us. Here we went to storm warning, heavy snow, snow accumulations of 5 to 8 inches locally, but there could still be locally up to 10 inches in certain areas. All right, and then we've got the blizzard warning for Suffolk County, and that is going to be where the winds are going to be blowing the snow around. It's not, blizzard warning doesn't necessarily mean huge amounts of snow, but it means that the snow will be blowing around, that there will be periods of heavy snow, and the visibility is reduced. Blizzard conditions mean that the temperatures are cold, you have snow, and you have high winds blowing the snow around. So 8 to 12 inches in Suffolk County, could be higher amounts. You knew we were going to get one big storm with this cold air mass, and sure enough, that's exactly what's happening. I just want to go ahead and look at hurricane force wind warning. What is this? This is like going to be like a snow hurricane almost. This is for offshore. So yeah, we're going to see some crazy winds, some crazy waves offshore. This storm is really going to be impressive. It's not going to be historic, but it's going to be an impressive storm. And now let's get right to the computer models. Actually, let's look at what the storm looks like on the satellite. Then we'll get to the computer models. Alright, so we are looking at this storm here, and you can see here it is. It actually brought winter storm warning conditions to Georgia. And so this is going to be a winter storm that is going to go all the way up the East Coast, from Florida to the Carolinas, the Mid-Atlantic to the Northeast to New England. Everybody along the East Coast is going to get snow from this. Even Florida got snow. Even Georgia got snow. That's just how amazing this storm is. It's going to, I want to look at another satellite image of this storm. Just give me a second. Alright, on the right side of your screen is the storm, and you can see here it is. It moved over Florida. Now the skies have cleared over Florida, but I'm sure it's very cold over there. Very cold. I would actually like to take a look at the temperatures there as well, if we can do that too as well. But you can see here that here's the storm moving off to the northeast, up the coast, and it's really starting to wrap up. It's actually going to become pretty intense. See, it's over the Gulf Stream, so it's definitely picking up a lot of energy now, and it's going to really start really bombing out. So I want to show you all the cold air that's across the country here. And you can see here, the cold air goes all the way down to Florida. I mean, it's below freezing in Georgia. It's actually even in Miami, it's 55. I mean, even down in the southern part of Florida, it's chilly. In Texas, they've had below sub-freezing temperatures, and then look at this air that's coming out below zero over the upper Midwest. That's heading our way for Friday and Saturday. It's going to be with the snow on the ground. It is really going to be every bit like being in the boreal forest those days. So it's going to be really impressive. You can see a little bit of warmth along the coast. That's pretty much it. That's the only warmth there is. I mean, it's cold from all the way from here to here, all across the country. It is cold, and it's just, this is incredible. Finally seeing really cold weather. Finally, I don't think this gives Canadian readings, does it? I don't think it does. But anyway, you've seen the way the temps are. And now let's look at the models. All right, we are looking at the GFS. I'm going to start with the wide view first so you get the idea of the storm. Here it is, starting to wind up. And you can see here as it goes, you see how deep this thing is getting. And look at how tight, 962 millibars, and look at how tight those isobars are. Look at this. This is early afternoon tomorrow, in the late morning, early afternoon. Look at how tight the isobars are. And you see where the heavy snow is. It's mostly over Suffolk County. I think they may be overestimating for Jersey. I think that Suffolk County is going to see the highest snowfall totals from this. They're going to get clocked. And I don't. They're saying, though, they might be mixing on the South Fork. I don't even think we're not mixing. But there's going to be a lot of wind. It's going to be like a white hurricane, the way those winds are going. And there's going to probably be power outages and a terrible drifting of snow. And I could definitely see the Long Island Railroad probably shutting down service east of Farmingdale on the Ronkonkoma line, east of Babylon on the Montauk branch, and east of Huntington on the Port Jefferson branch. I could definitely see that because I think the snow is going to get too high for them to run, and the drifting is going to be, the winds are going to keep going, and not only are you going to have that, you see the snow is going to keep going for a little bit right into the very light snow, but the heaviest, well, we're going to get into the the storm itself, but this is what it looks like here, and then we just have that really cold air that's going to come on down. And if we go ahead and look at the thermodynamics, you see here that it's going to be really cold here. I mean, see, it is really going to be cold. Really, it's just going to be cold right through the weekend. And then we get a little moderation, and then another blast of cold air coming into next week. Not as bad as what we're experiencing right now, but you could see here that the cold air just pretty much, maybe we see some moderate. Maybe we will see a late January thaw like we usually do, but this weekend the cold is going to be some of the biggest cold we've had here in a long time. All right, so let's go ahead and look at some of the other models. Let's look at the NAM. All right, I got to change it back to precip moisture, and then we'll start with the we'll look at, I'll get a closer look here. So you see there's the storm, very deep, very deep. And the heaviest snow seems to stay over Suffolk County and Long Island. So there you go. That's your storm right there, and it's pretty impressive, to say the least. It really is. It's amazing when these storms get over the ocean. You have this cold air. You have this very I'm trying to think of the word for it. It's called I think it's called we can call it a temperature gradient, but there is another word I'm trying to think of. when you have this difference in temperature between the cold air and the ocean, it just fuels these storms. And literally, this thing is going to be like a white hurricane. Look at how tight those isobars are. We're talking wind gusts. I would say over here, wind gusts. Well, we're going to look at that too. We're going to look at that. We're going to look at a lot of stuff. Let's go ahead and let's get into our area here and see. We'll start with the NAM, and then I'll look at the GFS. All right, I can't cover every single model, but here's the storm here. Here it is. It seems like the NAM, yeah, it seems like the heaviest snow wants to stay east. And I think maybe some of the totals on the west are a little high, personally. Well, let's see what the NAM puts down, because you remember this cold air. Let's see what the total snowfall is for the NAM for our area. Yeah, the NAM seems to keep for some reason it wants to 6 inches all the way through Jersey, the southern half, 6 to 7, 8 inches. And then over here, I don't see any foot totals verifying. I don't know if anyone's going to see a foot, but I think that 10 inches could be likely, and maybe a foot right in that east central Suffolk area right there. Let's see, does this one give us winds? Let's see if this one will give us winds here. Yeah. This will give us the wind speed. So you get to take a look at the wind speed too. Here, look at how high. The worst of the wind stays offshore, but look at how high some of these winds are. That's insane. Some of that's going to get the eastern part of Long Island, I think. That's insane. There could be some coastal flooding. That's insane. All right, let's go ahead and look at the GFS. Let's change it to the GFS. We'll start with the wind. Yeah, look at that. That's, again, high winds, but the worst of the wind seems to be confined to Suffolk County. I guess maybe that's why we're not getting the blizzard warning, but it's still going to be pretty close to blizzard conditions here. All right, let's go ahead and look at this track, and then we'll go ahead and look at the snow totals. All right, here we go. Here's our storm. It's going to good news is it's going to be moving pretty quickly, but it's still going to put out. You can see the heaviest snow seems to be over Suffolk County on this map. All right, so now we go ahead and we look at the snowfall totals. Let's see what we got. All right, GFSs, yeah. So, yeah, it's going to be the higher amounts are going to be over Suffolk County, but I think everybody is going to experience some snow. And the heavy snow will probably be over Suffolk more, and then Nassau and the Jersey Shore and the city will probably get moderate snow, maybe occasional heavy, light to moderate, but it'll be blowing around for sure. But Suffolk is going to get clocked. I think they're going to get hit the worst. So now I'm going to actually put together my own forecast and show it to you, because I don't necessarily agree with these high amounts farther west. Okay, so here's my forecast map here. This is what I think. I think the amounts to the west are a little high, so I feel that the hardest area will be Suffolk County, especially from central Suffolk on eastward. I think 8 to 12 inches is a good bet. Over in this spot, these are where the worst conditions are going to be as far as the blizzard and the wind goes. And maybe some of those conditions might make their way to extreme eastern parts of the Jersey Shore, eastern Ocean County, maybe down into Atlantic City. West of that, I think that from anywhere from Toms River north and west, it'll be 5 to 8 inches. And this zone will also include Monmouth County and Nassau County and part of the city that's from Manhattan on eastward and southward. And then from there, I think it'll mostly be light snow, only in this area here, northwestern Jersey, maybe the north and western suburbs of the city, only 2 to 4 inches here. All right. However, this zone, I agree with the winter storm warning. Blizzard warning for Ocean County, I don't think that's necessary. I don't think the wind is going to be high enough to warrant that. That might be a little overkill. But maybe because they are along the water, and like I said, at least the areas along the water, yeah, the winds could be kind of high and they could see some blizzard conditions. But if they have a blizzard warning, then so should we, and we don't. So I don't know why Nassau doesn't have a blizzard warning. I think that we'll have the winds and the moderate snow. There'll be enough blowing snow around to, create a blizzard warning. But the worst of it, as far as the highest, most damaging winds go, as far as the damaging winds, will be mostly over Suffolk County. That's where the damaging winds are going to be. And this is going to be the hardest hit part of our area, hardest hit part of Long Island. And then over 12 inches, I think the over a foot is possible as you head into New England. I think that New England, southern New England, could see 12 to 18 inches up here. They're going to see the worst of the winds and the snow. But the winds will be a problem all over our area, but the worst winds will be over Suffolk County. So that is what I think is going to happen with this snow event. I will keep you posted, and hopefully we don't have any power outages here. Actually, strangely enough, the power went out earlier today here. I noticed when I got back, so I don't know what that was about, but hopefully it won't go out tomorrow. But anyway, be safe. Don't do anything stupid. I would say try to stay in during the worst part of the storm. The worst part of the storm, as far as timing goes, will be Thursday. That's tomorrow. From say, I think again the worst conditions will be late morning into early afternoon over Suffolk County, and for the rest of us, the heart of the storm will be in that same time period, but I don't think we'll be seeing the really heavy snow. The S plus stuff, that's going over here. That's the heavy snow is going to be over in Suffolk County. I think we'll mainly see just moderate snow, so just moderate snow for us, and then over here will just be light snow. So that's at least what I think. But the winds probably you're going to have gusts. I would say gusts to let me change the color here. Gusts, I would say sustained winds 20 to 30, probably 30 miles per hour. My handwriting might not be great, but over in this zone here, plus with gusts 50 to 60 miles an hour. And for the rest of us, sustained winds 15 to 20 with gusts 35 to 40. So that may be why we don't have the blizzard warning, but if we don't have it, why does Ocean County have it? That's what I don't quite understand. Because according to the forecast and the storm track, the highest winds will be over Suffolk. Suffolk will see much more wind and snow than Ocean County. So I don't know why they're in a similar forecast range. That I don't know. But anyway, thank you for watching. I have other videos that I took today, which I'll try to get up, including a Piney Pow show at Heckscher State Park with the bay frozen over, and some bus shenanigans on Suffolk County Transit, as well as some Babylon branch shenanigans too. Not that there's any problems, but it's just some bad behavior. But anyway, be safe, enjoy the storm, and stay tuned for any more updates that I may have if conditions change.